What was our record low, Randy?
The great outdoors
-46.
is part of the ABCs
Anyone think they know what made that?
of Diana Magner's Hill City Elementary 5th grade class.
Today we're going to be going out into the woods to look at a story. See if you can find a story in the snow.
They're really seeking footprints of nature's changes related to climate.
This is my tree that we have in class.
From leaves to lakes.
Maybe to Hill Lake.
Hill Lake is just blocks away.
Do you notice anything?
Magner's classes have spent a decade tracking its story of change.
As scientists would tell you too, the lake is holding its ice for a much shorter period of time. Lake is forming ice later, and it's coming off the lake earlier.
This northern Minnesota lake may be isolated, but the observations are not.
The ice is starting later in the year, and it's ending earlier in the year.
Dr. Catherine O'Reilly of Illinois State, speaking via Skype, recently completed a 5-year study of 235 lakes around the world, examining a quarter-century's worth of summer surface temperature data.
If you were to just do this from a straight-up theoretical physical standpoint, lakes shouldn't be warming up this rapidly.
How fast are the lakes warming? On average, slightly more than 0.5 degree Fahrenheit per decade. And according to the study, ice-covered lakes are anything but immune. This map from the study shows clusters of warming water in the Great Lakes region and northern Europe.
All the lakes in our study that have ice in winter all fell into this large group of lakes that are warming much more rapidly than lakes that don't have ice.
The most notable Minnesota lake in the study,
This was always my go-to spot.
Lake Superior.
It's really cold. I've been swimming in it before.
Really cold, and yet Superior is the study's second fastest warming lake, at more than 2 degrees per decade.
So starting in 2008, we had moorings at these 3 locations.
Dr. Jay Austin of the University of Minnesota Duluth has spent more than a decade studying Superior. He collected and contributed Great Lakes data to the warming study, which he calls a big step forward.
We see this not just in a handful of lakes here or a handful of lakes in Central Africa or something like that. We see this as a global phenomenon. And it's just another piece of evidence that indeed the climate is warming.
Like this year, Austin notes Superior is seeing more and more open water winters.
One thing we've shown here is that diminishing ice cover plays a very large role in summer water temperature trends.
On that opposite end of the calendar, O'Reilly's research found a strong link between rising air temperatures and summertime surface water temperatures. In fact, most lakes are warming faster than the air or ocean.
So the fact that they're warming up so quickly was really kind of shocking.
While O'Reilly only found 2 Minnesota lakes measuring up to the tall 25-year data requirements,
The lake's right there.
Hill Lake, the grade schoolers' lake, is part of Minnesota's relatively new Sentinel Lakes program.
It's important to have a set of lakes like this that, to some degree, become living laboratories.
Steve Heiskary of the Pollution Control Agency says the joint effort with the Department of Natural Resources, which began in 2007, measures many factors at 25 lakes, including temperature.
If these lakes warm, fish like the cisco, which is a very important forage fish, they won't be able to survive.
A chilling thought
It's our 5th fish we've gotten today.
in the land of 10,000 lakes.
Just this increase in temperature is going to make it more likely that your lake will have a big algal bloom in it.
Those curious grade schoolers will visit Hill Lake this spring, looking for change.
We have years where they can't swim because of, the algae bloom.
Diana Magner, who finds the research alarming, hopes her students are developing an eye for the future.
Making sure that when they are living as adults, they're going to be, concerned about our environment, the lakes that we have, the trees.
Up north, Greg Vandegrift for the KARE 11 News Extra.
Selfie!